color choices for this is black and turquoise. So we're working on a small board. I'll be doing Liz petals for on row 2. So let's get loading the board. And so I am loading the board on every hole on row 2. So altogether we'll need 24 black cut 10 by 10, 24 turquoise cut 10 by 10, and so we'll do the we'll do the petals here as soon as I get some of these zip ties in there. All that is preloaded. Row 2 is preloaded, ready to go. So every hole, altogether 24 zip ties. So let's make the Liz petal. I'll grab a couple of pins and we'll grab my 4-inch zip ties. Again, I use these just kind of a stopper for when I load my petals in there. That's why I use my 4-inch. So I'll just grab my 10 by 10 cut, rotary cut mess, put it curved side up, and flip it, turn it into a diamond, put the top corner to the bottom corner, and then we'll just fold it into a loop. And we'll grab the turquoise. I do the same thing. Top corner to the bottom and fold it up. You probably seen lots of people and myself do lots of these, so I don't really want to explain every little step. And so there's the loop. These are the loops. So now we're making the Liz petal, and this Liz petal is gonna be let me show you. So I'll just put that in there and I'll measure it out. I'll put it on the 10-inch mark right here, and then I'll just put a pin on this, and I make sure my zip tie is at the is on the 5-inch mark. My we put the I'll put the zip tie, this is important, I'll put the zip tie at the 15-inch mark, so this petal will be 5 inches, right? 15-inch mark. I'll cut the tail off, and then cut this part off because we don't need it. And just cut off about an inch, leave about an inch of tail when I cut this off. So there it is. And I'm gonna do another one. This one is gonna be a little smaller, and I'll show you why. So you fold the same way though, and the Liz petal. So for this one is going to be a little smaller. So you do the same thing though. So put that at the 10-inch mark. And so, but this one, it'll be an inch smaller. Like, it'll be, I'll put the zip tie at the 14-inch mark instead of 15. So it'll be an inch smaller. Why are your petals tall and small, you ask? Let me show you here soon. Hold on. Trust the process, they say. Trust the process. I'll show you. You probably, the wreathers probably know already what I'm gonna do. So you have a small one and a tall one. Short and tall. So we'll do a couple more, one each at the end. So, but right now, I'm just gonna put the petals in there so you'll see the beautiful, the vision that I have in my mind, which I'm hoping will look good. Because I didn't try this yet. And I want to try this out with you all. So it doesn't matter where you place, doesn't matter where I start my tall petal here, tallest petal. But I'm just gonna start at the top, where the number 2 is. Okay, and zip it up. And we're gonna alternate these. Tall sort, tall sort. You see where I'm going with this now? So when I put the petals in there, I put the petal in to make sure that zip tie is inside, just inside of the zip tie. So I did prep up 12 each of the short and tall. Actually, 11 each because actually 10 each. Yeah, because I'm making 2 each with you live. So let's separate the tall from the small. And we'll just go ahead and slip them in there. And I hope this will turn out the way I imagined it. Again, thinking about the Native American beadwork that they do. It's just how I'm trying to envision this. I hope it's gonna be good. So far, that's how that looks. So you see now why I measured the petals at first in the beginning. So you can have those small, big, small, big, small all the way around. So all you gotta do here now is just make sure the zip tie is inside of the zip tie and all the petals are gonna be well lined up. You just gotta just slip them in there. That's all you gotta do now. Easy and very fast. So again, when you put in your petals, make sure your petals are facing up, not sideways, every time you put them in there. Family's home. Everybody's come home from work. Well, a couple of them, 3 of mine are still at work. My girls came home from work, and my kids came home from school, and my grandson, and so there's my family's upstairs. So So I gotta make sure when I add my petals in there as well, that all these folds, I'm putting them down onto the board. You see there's 4 folds, and then there's 2 on this, each on this side. And so this is how I'm gonna, although this looks nice too, but this is usually how I put mine. Imagine using the sorter petals in different colors and the tall ones in different colors as well. That would really look good. You know where I got this inspiration from? I was just watching Stacy do her video. I get my ideas from different, my aha moments, designers, but I have to remember to write it down sometimes. And so that's where I got the idea from, when Stacy was making her Liz petal flower just a couple hours ago, and I started folding mine. That's where I got my idea. Like, I wonder what it would look like with one color and one sorter, I was thinking. And so I gave it a try with 2 1/8 of the petals, and so here I am sewing ya. So let's fold a couple here. Let's fold one short Liz petal and one tall Liz petal. And then that'll be that with this wreath. It just goes really quick. And the folding of the petals goes a little quicker for me as well. So the first time I started doing these loops it took a long time, but getting a little faster. So let's make this one the tall one. What I mean by that is when I'm gonna place this at the 10-inch mark, and I'll need my pin. I'm just putting my pin under where the 15-inch mark is. And so when I go to put the zip tie on the 5-inch mark from here to here, it'll be easy, and this won't be in the way either. That's how I've been making these. And so I just cut this off. I'm gonna cut this off, leave about 1 inch of tail in there, and that's the tall Liz petal. And we'll make the short one. You don't need these many 4-inch zip ties here. To make this sorter, I'll place my my petal on the 10-inch mark, And I'll just place my pin right under the 14-inch mark, so I'll have an easy access for when I add my, where's my zip tie? My zip tie on here. And so you can measure it again. So that's perfect right there. I'm just gonna pull that closed. And so that's the tall Liz petal and the short Liz petal. Isn't that cute? Okay, so let's add those last two in there, and then we'll cut off the zip ties. Again, making sure my zip tie is inside of the zip tie. This is very important for me because I don't need to add glue, or when a customer or somebody grabs it from the petal, the petal stays. This makes for a good stopper for your petals. The zip tie. I know it's extra work for when you add your zip ties in there, but to me it's better than gluing my petals down. So I'm just gonna and then you cut off the 24 zip ties, and you build a muscle every time you do it. I'm just joking. Just imagine different color, using different colors. Just, oh, I just can't wait to play around with this style. This, call it the Liz flower. This style here. Or, I don't know. Can't wait to play around with it. And so there it is. That's how that looks. So most of the petals are all evened up because I measured before. Okay, so let's add the sign. And poof, look at that. Gorgeous, isn't it? Oh, I like it, I like it, I love it. Just gonna add it. So those two holes that are in the middle, that's where I'm adding the pipe cleaner. Make sure that it's all lined up. Oh my gosh, that didn't work out right. Okay, let me do something else here, because I don't trust that what do you call it? I never use this. I usually use wire. I don't know why they use that. Punch a hole. Usually use wire for this part because you just saw what happened, and I don't want that to happen. I used E6000. I used E6000 and some glue. I guess it didn't stick right. So something else. Do something else here. See, I'm talking a lot and I'm just coughing away. Okay, so let's do this again. So I'm just gonna attach it right where I zip tied, I guess. I'll turn it around here and show you. I'll probably go back and change this to wire. Oh. Change it to wire, because the wire doesn't usually sew anyways. I just only added the what do you call this, cable mount here today. And that's why it fell off just an hour ago, an hour before I came on. And you need to add the, whoops, you need to let the what do you call the the E6000 cure for at least 24 hours, it says. So there it is. Let me add the hanging zip tie. So that was my bad on my part, because I should have waited for that to cure before I started pulling on it. But that's okay. And there it is, friends. There's my flower. And here's where I added the pipe cleaners. I'll go back and fix that later.